Gotta set this shit up. All right, bit. My check, my check. 1 2 1 2. What is going on, my squad? Yeah, it's your boy Tony. Y'all made it to another Sunday session. Yo, did y'all miss me? Cause look, your boy missed me too. But no, as you guys know, right? For like the past couple weeks, your boy was overstimulated and overwhelmed, and I was just trying to find my direction and just trying to find, a better plan on how to do things. And I felt like I was, slowing down a little bit, or I felt like I was falling off a little bit, and I didn't want to do that. So we've been editing, we've been getting some shit done. I mean, this is gonna be trending topics today, but usually, we're talking about like some type of celebrity news or things that are going on. But I don't know. Today we're just talking about, not only are we talking about trending topics, but the world is sick, guys. Like we're gonna talk about the world today. I've been seeing a lot of videos, too many videos, and to be completely honest with you, I don't know what to believe anymore. And that's the problem, right? With everything, with AI, with all this misinformation, with everything that's going out right now. And I'm not even talking about the dang files. I'm not talking about what happened to Mr. Kirk. I'm not even talking about, like, you know what I mean? Okay, you know what? Let's break a couple of this down, right? Because I do want to talk about a couple of those things, right? Okay, so with the whole Kirk situation, I can't say the full name because, YouTube and TikTok, or, the big orange man is mad as fuck about when people talk about it. So, you know, but that whole situation is wild. And you know what's nuts to me is that happened, right? In in minutes. That happened in minutes. It was the talk of every single thing, right? You couldn't open your phone without looking at a video or someone talking about the whole Kirk situation, right? And it's like the world fucking stopped for a second. Don't mind everything that's happening, in the Middle East. Don't mind everything that's happening within the United States with, all of this corruption and all of this crazy ass shit that's going on, right? And as I thought the world took a shit because of the whole thing that happened with Mr. Kirk and, him talking about his beliefs, and for speculation and theory only, my wife was telling me about this, right? Cause she also heard about it, but I guess I don't know how far deep the rabbit hole goes, but I guess Caitlyn Jenner or Bruce Jenner and Mr. Kirk, it look, I guess the rabbit hole goes all the way to the Kardashians, supposedly, right? And I don't know how much, I believe that. It's just, it makes me think how deeply connected every single thing is really tied. And, not even a couple weeks after that or a week after that, the singer David, his Tesla had a body in it. And you know what? My condolences to the little girl's family. And, I don't want to make this on just him because she was victimized. Like we need to be more for their family. Like that's a fucked situation. And he's out here still doing his thing. He's out here still making videos, making songs, probably doing concerts. Like he canceled some of his tour dates, right? But that doesn't mean he doesn't have something, maybe pushed off on the side that he's doing, right? And he's out here. And you know what? This is for speculation and theory because I can't make any, accusations, but he's allegedly, you know, he's not a suspect from in the police's eyes, but he's allegedly a suspect to the whole fan base in the whole fucking world, right? Because the evidence checks out. Now, I don't want to be that person, but the evidence fucking checks out. Now, if all of this, does come out that he didn't harm that little girl, at the end of the day, there's too much evidence that stacks on him that he was with a minor. Now, that's some fucked up shit. And you know what? That mom needs to be arrested because she knew. And everybody in that damn Discord server who leaked those damn, pages or comments, chat logs or whatever, who blackmailed them for money, y'all need to be arrested too. Everybody needs to be arrested. Get the whole fucking family, your mama, your kid, everybody need to be arrested in that motherfucker. You know what I mean? So that's just wild work. And it's just, it's a bunch of like it's a teeter totter. It's up and down, up and down, up and down, right? Because as I thought things couldn't get any fucking crazier, I read an article and I'm making a video on a deep dive analysis on this, right? A breakdown. And y'all be messing with the breakdowns and I love y'all for that. Yo, you guys are pushing my views up and you know what I love? Look, we're going to talk about what happened, right, with the article and what I'm making a deep dive on. But first and foremost, yo, Tento's family, I'm glad y'all made it to a Sunday session. And I'm glad you guys are here with me today. And I had a video that I was going to put out last Sunday and I didn't. And it's because it wasn't my typical video. It was basically a video about me being overwhelmed, overstimulated, and drained. I just don't know how vulnerable I want to be with you guys on that, topic just yet. I'm finding little bits of pieces to be vulnerable with the fan base and with my subscribers and, you know, but it's just something that, okay, so when you write a letter to yourself or, write something that's bothering you on a piece of paper and you throw it away, but it just helps that you got it out. I recorded a video kind of like that, right? And I just didn't put it out or anything. It was just, me venting to myself, I guess. And yeah, I mean, look, if you guys want to hear something like that, let me know. And I might edit it in a way where I don't feel embarrassed or, well, not that I'm embarrassed about it, just, over vulnerable about it. Cause, your boy was looking crazy. No sleep, going through it, trying to figure some things out with YouTube. And yeah, but it's all coming more together now. And you know what? It's okay if I don't have a video to put out every Sunday. That's just what it is. But okay, so speaking on the topic, right? Yo, that article. So I read an article. Tell me why in the 90s they froze a baby in the embryonic state, right? They froze a baby. Like I'm talking about like some fucking, when Futurama when they freeze Fry and he, gets unfrozen years later and he's still alive, right? That's basically what the fuck, but not in that sense. I just, needed a dumbed down version to try to explain it to you guys in the best way possible. But long story short, they froze a baby in the embryonic state in the 90s, right? 1990s, guys, in Ohio. Now, tell me why it's 2025 and the baby's already a year old. So that means they already started the process in 2024 or some shit, right? But the article was in 2025. Now, that's fucking nuts. Now, the theory on that, it just makes me think, right? Because the article did say that, and I did watch a video saying that they've been doing stuff like this for decades, right? They've been doing shit like this for decades. And as you know, for speculation and theory, YouTube, this is all fake. Woo. If you guys know, you know. But, as our iPhones and everything that we have in our hand, this is all old ass technology, guys. If you guys know, I don't know how much I can get in trouble for this, but if you guys know DARPA, speculation and theory, this is just, just fucking hypothetical and shit. But so DARPA, right, is a black government company, a black funded government company. And they basically have crazy ass fucking technology. And I'm talking about like holograms and shit. So yeah. Anyways, but they've been, I don't know how, advanced the fucking technology is for freezing embryos or, freezing people into defrosting them fucking later so they can live life. But the baby is 1 year old, but technically almost 30. He's like, I forgot the exact age, but they said the baby's 30, but if you're doing 1990 all the way into 2025, that doesn't fucking check out, right? So it's just, it's crazy. And it just makes me think on technology and, where we're really at, but what we like us as just regular civilians see, because we don't see shit. And you know what? Let's talk on something serious, right, guys? Because, yeah, the world is going crazy right now. Everybody's shitting their fucking pants and, left and right. There's so many crazy ass videos coming out about, you know, people in the world. And the world is fucking dark, right? But yo, like, okay, the world is dark. Obviously, I knew that. There's a lot of shit that goes on, but I mean, the world is really fucking dark, guys. Whoa. Like when you guys really, really get down into the rabbit holes and the really, really deep, deep dives, some things that you didn't even think was remotely connected are fucking connected, and you're like, no way. And this is just, again, hypothetical, it's theories, whatever you guys need to hear so I don't get in trouble. God damn it. And you know what? Yeah, I just wanted to get on the camera, guys. And if you guys don't see, too much edits or anything like that, we're not going to do much editing today. This is going to be strictly topics, kind of like a little podcast. You know what? The channel is all sorts of variety, right? But Sunday sessions is my little podcast section of the channel. When we do Sunday sessions, when we're talking about topics, we don't post pictures of articles or links or this and that. We strictly just get on here and talk over the camera to the beautiful Tentoes family, of course. But yeah, so it's just the world is sick, guys. And another thing I wanted to touch on is doom and gloom, because every fucking video that I see on YouTube is some dumbass trucker guy or some fucking the weird ass looking fucking person on the camera talking about, you guys need to watch this now. The world is fucking ending. Like, well, fucking course the world is ending, dude. Fucking rent is so high, I'm about to fucking start selling my ass in fucking the Las Vegas strip, right? Groceries, my thumb is a little fucked, but that's as fucked as groceries. Groceries are as fucked as my thumb. Let me tell you. The price on groceries is ass, guys. Rent's ass. The bills are ass. Everything is ass. And they expect you to pay for places where the fucking irrigation system hardly works, right? So that's just what it is. And the world is taking a shit, and everybody's saying, oh, the United States is taking a shit. The United States is falling, this and this and that. And the third guy is fucking everywhere is falling. And I don't want to be, part of the doom and gloom. What I'm trying to say is stop spending your time focused on the world crashing down. The world's obviously inevitably crashing down, right? Keep your eyes open. I'm not saying don't pay attention to it. Obviously be in the know, but live your lives. Don't spend all this time doing the doom and gloom. You need to prepare now. You need to prepare now. It's fucking common sense that people should be getting canned food and just holding it in their pantry. Whether it's for preparing or not preparing, it's just common sense to have certain amenities that you might need later. You know what I mean? Better to need it and have it than it was better to not need it and have it than to need it and not have it. I think that's how the saying goes, right? But, like, yeah, guys, prepare, and okay, let's talk on another topic on doom and gloom, right? And this is kind of sad. And I don't want to be the person of, breaker of bad news and shit, but to be completely honest with you, y'all need to, it's only common sense to have a plan, right? Because when I used to be in rehab, right? For substance abuse and shit like that. So there was something going on in the rehab. Um, I think it was around like June or July, somewhere around there, right? But some shit was happening with a whole nother rehabilitation site that they were going through fraud or something. So it flagged a lot of the other rehabs, even if they weren't doing fraud or anything like that, because of insurance schemes and what have you, right? So instead of telling people, hey, maybe you should make a plan, because they knew for like 2 to 3 weeks, the rehab was going to be shut down. And what that means is that nobody would have had a place to stay. Nobody would have had anywhere to go. Everybody was basically kicked out on the street, right? And so basically it was already a week into this happening at the rehab that, all this was going on, and they were going to shut it down in like 2 weeks, right? And so my boy, he didn't have any insurance. He was paying out of pocket, and rehabs are fucking expensive, right? Fuck. Yeah, rehabs are expensive. But he was paying out of pocket. And so he was like, fuck that. I'm going to get access now and, or, some insurance. And they'll pay for it and this and that. But when he tried calling the insurance and getting shit situated with the insurance told him, we're not accepting that right now because this is what's going on with some of the sites. And they told him what was going on. And I don't know if they were allowed to, like if that was confidential or what have you, but we found that out through the insurance agency, right? And we found that out through like the upper, the director of the rehab and shit like that after we brought it up. And they didn't tell anybody. They were going to let everybody just, whatever their insurance was already paying for, they were just going to let them pay them off some more money real quick. And then as soon as that shit hit the fan, and it did hit the fan, right? And as soon as it did hit the fan, they kicked everybody out to the street, guys. And I'm not even fucking joking. Me and my boy, we had already left before because we had a plan, right? We had already left right before they shut it down, and we were already back at home and everything. Because when we found out, we left almost immediately because we weren't gonna stay for that shit. But yeah, they kicked everybody out, and we didn't find out through like an article or anything, guys. We found out because we were driving along where we lived at, and the rehab was same area but like 20 minutes away. Same side of town, just like 20 minutes away. We were seeing people from the damn rehab walking. We were seeing people just with their shit at the bus stop going through it because they didn't have nowhere to go. And they didn't care. And another thing is, with my wife's job right now, she found out through, upper management at the mall that they're going to shut the fucking mall down. No one knows that their jobs are about to be lost. And I don't know if sorry, I got to fix myself. And I don't know if it's because, rent's getting too high and people don't want to pay the spaces or if they're moving somewhere else. Who knows? But things are taking a big shit. And, that's why instead of focusing on doom and gloom, guys, have a little plan. Like if something were to happen on one of me and my wife's jobs, we have another source of income that we could work on. Plus, doing our resales and then we drive for Uber at the same time. You know what I mean? So we have plans. But a lot of you guys don't have plans, and a lot of the doom and gloom that I've been seeing lately is people like, you're going to lose your job and AI is replacing everything and the truckers are losing their jobs and this and that. But I mean, guys, truckers have always been losing their jobs. People have always been losing their jobs. And you might say more than ever, but we've had really bad job crisis here in America before. You know what I mean? It's always happening. You just need a better plan. And I don't want to be the one to, scare anybody or anything like that. But it's just like, cause I'm from Arizona. I live in Southern Arizona, right? But we're Southwest Arizona. I don't really know what the fuck you guys want to. Shit. My geography is not lit right now. You know why? Cause I took a big boy dab. But yeah, stop with the doom and gloom. And, for the people that are making the doom and gloom videos, y'all are fucked up because you guys are taking advantage of people's fears and telling them all this bullshit when half of the shit on the internet's not even real anyways anymore. That's the crazy part. So with everything that's going on in the world, the justice system's fake. That boy should have been arrested already. I lost faith in humanity because, someone got shot for fucking words, right? And I'm losing faith in the president because while all this is going on and he can make a big difference, not only is all our money still going to fucking the other side, which I can't say because I don't want to put too much out there and get my shit shadow banned when I'm starting to get traction. But, all our tax money and everything is going to another side. The president got his fucking finger in his asshole and shit's hitting the fan all around us. You know what I mean? So just focus on yourselves, guys. Focus on, what you can do. It's inevitable that things are gonna, take a shit. But until it does take a shit, have fun. Enjoy your lives. Save a little bit. Go out to eat at that restaurant. You know, shit, make a hobby. Read some fucking books. Guys, they're taking books off of the damn shelves. What would be smart and you guys need to be doing? Me and my wife have books. We just need a little bookshelf. But what you guys need to be doing is getting physical copies of things. I have physical video games. I have physical books. I have physical money. You guys need to have physical things because if you guys are integrated all digitally, Once the power goes out, you flatline, you out. You fucking dry and looking stupid. So invest in physical things. I have a GameCube. Say if the Wi-Fi ever takes a shit in the world, I can play video games without any fucking internet. Invest in things that's gonna be good for the long run. I'm not saying to fucking build a whole shelter and do canned foods and generators and shit, but get things that are gonna make things easier when the lights go out. That's all. Get some lights and shit. And let's touch. I touch. Fucking ridiculous. My fucking Jesus. I'm sorry, y'all. And I'm not editing this, so you guys are seeing all of this shit. I'm sorry, Nico. Yeah. He's like, shut up, dad. He's all trying to chill with me right here. I love him so much. But okay, guys, I want to talk on something else. Y'all ever, like, not y'all ever, but you guys realize, like, you guys just go outside and realize that the air doesn't feel the same? And not, because obviously oxygen levels are fucking lower than they used to be. But I mean, like, you guys ever just fucking, like, look at the sky and be like, that doesn't look right, or that doesn't seem right? Yesterday, me and my wife were trying to figure out, like, why things felt off, right? If it was something in the air, and the weather just didn't feel right. The weather just doesn't feel right anymore. The sunlight doesn't feel right anymore. The weather doesn't feel right. So, the Sunday sessions, weekly incidents, crazy ass topics, and, shit. Not talking about doom and gloom, but, talking about get out of doom and gloom, because that shit's only going to drag you down. I caught myself in a fucking, okay, so all this shit's going on with the world, and I'm not going to speak on politics because that's a very sensitive topic, right? But as soon as that singer David has a fucking body in his Tesla, the whole world just fucking shuts off, right? The whole world just stops. And it's just wild because there's so many things going on, and look, go have some fucking fun. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. You know what? Let's talk on something new. Yo, guys, try something new for yourselves. You know what I mean? As I was saying before I cut myself off, I kept catching myself reading the news or addicted to my phone, trying to find the next new article and what's going on with this person. Or let that shit go. If they're gonna get caught, they're gonna get caught. And if they're not, they're not. The world ain't doing shit about it. Just enjoy yourselves. Pick up a new video game because Call of Duty Warzone's fucking ass. And I'm so glad I deleted that shit. And I might be a little sweaty. I don't know. Your boy just wanted to get on the camera and say, yeah, you know what I mean? But Sunday sessions, guys, I don't know what I'm going to make the title. I don't want to do anything like clickbaity or nothing like that. And you guys really do fuck with the Sunday sessions. So I don't know, what is it? Weekly incidents and Sunday sessions. Yeah, I don't know what. But shit, I gotta enjoy the rest of my day, guys. My ass gotta go to work. And you know what? I cut off nap time. You know why? Because I was trying to force myself to get rest when I guess my body was tired and my mind wasn't, or vice versa, but I just couldn't go to sleep. And I was finding myself just laying down for a couple hours pissed off because I needed rest, but my body physically couldn't. So what I did was I got my bitch ass up and I stopped taking naps. And now we're just doing now we're productive. That's why you guys see me posting so many videos or the numbers growing so many or, exponentially, because your boy's just on the grind right now. But yo, guys, our views are fucking nuts. And I really appreciate that. And I don't take any of you guys for granted. Just remember, at 10,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing cash giveaways, y'all. And I haven't found time to stream Dead Space, but you guys know I want to do that. But yo, I just downloaded Skate. Check out the new shorts I'm about to post. I got some funny ass gameplay footage coming out. And yeah, on to the next one. But yeah, guys, stay tuned and focus on yourselves. Do something for you, and stop with the doom and gloom, and stop with the doom and gloom videos, everybody. Just do you and enjoy yourselves. But yo, Sunday sessions and later, family.